Welcome to Millbrook for some Arenalacrosseleague action between the Oshawa Outlaws and Peterborough Timbermen. The Outlaws 8-3 on the season in third place. Right now the Timbermen on the heels of losing two straight 8th place. I'm Dan Malta on the call today as it's carried up the floor by the Oshawa Outlaws. There's Milligan launching it far into the corner. The Outlaws getting things set up, dipped down low. That pass disrupted and picked up by the Timbermen. Back the other way comes Peterborough. Both teams with packed benches. There's Riley Curtis posting up, awaiting reinforcements. McNutt nearly trips, is able to dish it off for Curtis. Give and go, driving is McNutt. Big save right on the doorstep from Jackson Brown. So Gurry drops it off for Harlack. Tight check there, he spins off. Looking for a lane now up top. Simmons, that shot misses wide, picked up by St. John. Right through the seam for Milligan. Uses a screen, launches one and scores. So Cam Milligan opening the scoring in this one. Minute and 8 seconds into the action. Nakamura and Morgan get set on the draw. Koichi Nakamura brings it out, but it's broken up, and the Outlaws grab possession. Towing the line, it's Tompkinson. He drives in deep before it's scooped up, trying to jam that one home, but stepping in the crease. Back the other way, it's Bragg. Nifty pass from Justin Bragg, gets it across to Koichi Nakamura. Now Riley Curtis, strong side boards, sending it through. Nakamura launches one, saved in front by Brown. Brown stepping out of his crease, makes a short pass to Ryan Nolan. He moves it up for Veltman. Milligan sends it in deep, pass through, no shot there as Rogers couldn't quite corral it up top for Milligan. Back shot, scores! And called off, player in the crease. Pretty shot from Cam Milligan, not ending up on the score sheet, however. The Lions kicks it back for McNutt. McNutt to Hanrahan. Works off a screen, has some space. Swim move, drives into the corner, looking back up top. Just driving now, Hanrahan, shot behind the back. He's taken down, and that shot doesn't get on net. Still digging away are the Timbermen. Bouncing ball right at center, picked up and accidentally sent out of play by Bryce Dennis. Cam Milligan drives into the corner, tries to drop it back. Bouncing ball scooped up by Gilmore. He looks, fires. Saved by Chelik. Parker Sands strides across center, sends it into the corner. Back up top it goes. Riley Curtis switches hands, drops it off. Stepping out, Brenzel, his shot. Handled by Brown as he moves it up the floor quickly. Now Veltman on his horse, dishes, but that pass just missing. Shot through the seam. Stolen by Bragg. He's got Brenzel streaking, and he finds him. Brenzel shooting on the bouncer, saved by Jackson Brown. He holds on to it and looks back the other way. Now Ryan Nolan, quick up the floor. Simmons drives down low. He's got a lane to the outside, cut off, so he sends it back up top. Milligan, checked closely, takes a smack to the face, but keeps on working with the ball. Now dished over towards the bench. Picked up by John St. John. Dipped down low for Milligan, saved by Chelich in front. Here's Dennis. Carries it up the floor. He's going to put on the brakes and let the Timbermen set up here. Riley Curtis works it into the corner. Dips back up top. Hanrahan from range. Saved by Jackson Brown. It's been steady so far today. Brown Moves it up the floor. The Outlaws need to get across center. They don't quite make it. Back the other way with pace. It's the Timbermen. Chapman drops it off for Curtis. Curtis is going to drive and shoot. Saved by Brown. Looking behind him. Bouncing ball. Drops into the crease. St. John leading the way in scoring for the Oshawa Outlaws with 74 points on the season. Simmons plays it down low. Back through the seam. Open look for St. John. Goes into a check, spins and shoots. That one missing wide and going back across center. Timberman ball down deep. Braden Smith works out of the corner, plays it up top for Bradshaw. Bradshaw sends it to Bragg, back into the middle. Looking to get a shot through here, but cut off was White. Now Bradshaw works it back up top for Braden Smith, picks up the bouncer right in front of the Outlaws bench, then drives into the corner. Less than 10 minutes to go now in the opening quarter. That's going to be Outlaws ball. Chris Veltman chips it up the floor, heads off for a change. As it's played across by the Outlaws, Gilmore. Quick stick back to St. John. They work off one another, switching spots as Gilmore carries it back up top. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Milligan dipping it down low for St. John. He's got to get a shot off, does so. Now the rebound bounces out, and it's picked up by Doherty. Doherty's going to drive it in transition, get a quick shot off, saved by Brown. Rebound goes into the corner, and the loose ball picked up by the Outlaws, but possession awarded to the Timbermen. Some interference on the play. Curtis dips in, drives back up top. Using his body, creates some space, gets a shot through. Brown saves it. Fresh 30 for the Timbermen in the offensive zone. Curtis works it back up top. Hannerhan fakes, drags it under. And the ball is going to bounce all the way across center. Penalty coming up against the Outlaws. Slashing call. It's going to send Mark Farthing to the box. And a chance for the Timbermen to get back into the swing of things here. Down one with 8:47 to go in the first quarter. Curtis for McNutt. Played down into the corner. Bradshaw sends it back up top. Riley Curtis operating at the top of the house. Hannerhan, the trigger man to his left. Hannerhan for Curtis. Hit the spin cycle down low. Brooked up top. Curtis. Hannerhan driving, scores. Sneaky goal from Cole Hannerhan as he drives and scoops it home. Power play marker making it 1-1 here in Millbrook. Ball scooped up off the draw by the Outlaws. Played back for Veltman. He fumbles that pass. He'll have to get back up the floor quickly. Picked off by Chapman. And the Timbermen are on the attack now. Chapman checked closely. Plays a bouncer across the line. It comes back across but is moved by the Outlaws. So it's going to be Timberman ball. Frenzel makes a move and drives, jumps, shot saved by Brown. Here's Veltman once again. Bounced ahead for Rogers, head up as he crosses center. Assessing the situation, he drops it off for Simmons, keeping things moving for the Outlaws. A lot of moving parts in the offensive zone as Gilray's shot misses high and wide. Now St. John holds the ball in, 8 seconds to work with on the clock. St. John driving, gets sent down to the floor. Back the other way, it's Justin Bragg. Gained the line, keep driving, holds, and finds Mays. Played up top, McNutt launches one. That one deflects up and out of play. And we'll be right back with more action from Millbrook. Back underway here in Millbrook as the Outlaws get set on an offensive possession. Milligan sends it down low. It's carried up top by Simmons. Finds St. John, then drives Harlock down low, and Milligan gets his second of the game. Cam Milligan with a ton of time and space, makes no mistake down low. Makes it 2-1 Outlaws. 6:55 to go in the opening quarter. Grandel and Nakamura on the draw. Coming out with possession. It's Mandeville for the Outlaws. Mandeville for Veltman.
Assistant number 7, John St. John.
Work down low for Josh Gilray. Gilray takes a chop and keeps moving. Ball stolen away from him. Now in transition, it's Dennis. In all alone and coming back to break up that play. John St. John getting it done at both ends as he gets back on his horse. Gets moving the other way. No. Penalty coming up as well. Scorekeeper's just trying to figure out who's going to the box. There we go. As Tucker King steps into the box for the Timbermen, and the Outlaws get started on a power play.
For illegal substitution. Bench minor for illegal substitution.
Call it bench minor, an illegal substitution. Simmons works it up top for Milligan from the top of the house. He plays it to Gilmore. Gilmore down to St. John. No look pass finds Milligan, and that one nearly got behind Marko Celic. He scoops it up right before it crosses the line. Celic plays it ahead. Doherty rushes across center and finds Hanrahan streaking. He works into the corner. He's going to work it back down low. Hanrahan has Curtis moving. Gets caught with a high hit. And that should even things up. As Hanrahan was driving, he got chopped right in the jaw. Ryan Nolan heading to the box now for the Outlaws. Hanrahan for McNutt. 4-on-4 for a minute and 14 seconds here. Curtis slips, makes a pass from his knees, finds Hanrahan. Work down low is trying to get something going there. It's broken up back the other way. Come the Outlaws. Tomlinson bounces one across center. As Simmons trots into the Outlaws, or the Timbermen zone. Shot gobbled up by Celic and worked across. Parker Sands tips it for Riley Curtis. Timbermen slowing things down here. Bradshaw through the seam, finds Curtis. He's checked closely by Taguri, picks it up and gets a shot off, but going back the other way with pace, it's the Outlaws. Tompkinson back for Taguri. He's got a lane shot saved and loose ball picked up by Dale. But it's going to be a penalty going against the Timbermen. Aaron Bradshaw heading to the box for a slash. Four on three for another 10 seconds before it turns into a 5-on-4. A save from Celic. Off the Gilmore chance. Launched down the floors. Doherty's in deep. St. John carries it up the floor. Simmons gets it right back. And here come the Timbermen. Sorry, 4-on-4 for another 25 seconds. Chapman gets a shot off. Brown dives across the crease and makes that save. McDonald dips it over for Gilray. Illegal substitution called against the Outlaws. So be a power play for the Outlaws, or for the Timbermen coming up. Be 4-on-3 for the next 9 seconds. Curtis launches one from range that's saved and sent out of play. Reset with a fresh 30. Now 4-on-4 again, back to even strength. Curtis steps in, that shot misses wide. And another penalty coming up here against the Outlaws. Another illegal substitution call. The third one of the game. Back to the power play. Go the Timbermen. Curtis. For Hanrahan. He sends it down low. Hanrahan scored on a power play earlier. Curtis's pass is broken up. Bounces back to Hanrahan. Curtis from range. Top corner. Buries one. So Riley Curtis ties it up at 2s on the power play. It'll now be 4-on-4 for the next 43 seconds. 3:13 to play here in the opening quarter. Nakamura drops the ball back, and the Timbermen are able to scoop it up off the draw and get back to work 4-on-4 here. Curtis calmly walking it into the zone, sends it across. Played through and sent back up to the top of the house for McNutt. McNutt spins away from a check, plays it across, long range shot saved by Brown.
Curtis from Hanrahan. Time on that power play goal. 11:47.
Tompkinson walks across the line, finds Veltman. Stepping out of the box is Aaron Bradshaw. Now a power play for the Timbermen. St. John plays it through for Simmons. He takes a chop up top, and Parker Sands is going to head to the box. A parade of penalties in the first quarter today. So 4-on-4 for the next 48 seconds. Feels like that's all we've been talking about this quarter as St. John plays it up top for Milligan. Saved down low by Chelich. With speed down the floor, it's Bragg. He's got a lane, switches it up. And the twister shot misses wide. Brown plays it ahead for Gilray. Josh Gilray across center. Errant pass picked up by Dale. He moves it up the floor. Dennis saved by Brown as he scoops that one. Dennis trying to shoot 5-hole. Gilray moves into the zone. Plays it up to Simmons. Across for St. John. Hard shot saved by Chelich. Now to the power play. Go the Outlaws. Hanrahan works it down low. He's got Curtis with him. High pass. Curtis scoops it up, gets a shot. Brown handles it and moves up the floor quickly. Minute 15 to go in the quarter. 55 seconds to go in the Outlaws power play. Here's Simmons letting things set up. Plays it for Milligan. Gilmore works it down low for St. John. Played back up top. Simmons fires. Chelich kicks it away. Bouncing ball into the corner. Hard work in behind the net by Steve Borden. Squirts loose. Simmons has it. Plays it down low. Quick stick shot from St. John. Bounces out of play. Timbermen ball with 44 seconds to play in the quarter. Doherty facing some pressure from Simmons, but is able to work it across center. Curtis walking into the zone. Makes a move, cuts in, fires. Catches Brown in the chest protector. Rebound picked up quickly back up the floor. 5 seconds in the power play for the Outlaws. Andrioli works it across, finds St. John. We're back to even strength for the final 16 seconds here. Bouncing ball picked up by Chelich. As he moves it up the floor for Bragg. Bragg to center, not much further. Picked up by Nolan. He's got 1 second to shoot. Gets it off. Is it going to count? Yes, a buzzer beater from Ryan Nolan. 3-2 after 1 quarter of play here in Millbrook. The Oshawa Outlaws lead the Peterborough Timbermen. The second quarter coming up next. All set for the second quarter of action here in Millbrook as the Oshawa Outlaws lead the Peterborough Timbermen 3-2. It was almost going to be tied up after the first quarter, but a buzzer beater from Ryan Nolan made it 3-2 Outlaws. I'm Dan Malta here on the call this afternoon, as there is a rugby scrum going on the floor. Coming out with the ball are the Outlaws. Played up top, Mandeville. Dishes it off towards the bench. Simmons just going to fire one. Saved by Chelich. Rebound picked up. No goal. Back the other way. Work the Timbermen. Dennis rushes to center. Plays it in deep. Creates some space for Dale. Fired down low. Bradshaw works it up top for Riley Curtis. Brenzel takes a chop. Dishes it down low. Just out of reach of Curtis. He's got Josh Taguri right on top of him, trying to send that one through. Pass missing. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Dennis passes it through in the crease as Hanrahan thought he had one. Andrioli. Another penalty coming up here. This one going against the Timbermen. Extra runner on the floor for the Outlaws. Through the seam, Gilmore's got a chance. Works it in. Looks back up top. Another shot saved by Chelich, and the rebound covered up by Borden. Heading to the box is Tucker King. Oh, no, wrong player. Cam Milligan gets things started for the Outlaws. Gets it back up top, played for Gilmore to Milligan. Pass behind his back. That shot from Simmons misses high and wide, goes out of play. Quick up the floor, the Timbermen. Pass just missing the mark. Hard impact at the boards. With numbers now, it's the Outlaws. McDonald plays it across for Veltman. He can't get a shot off. Scooping the ball and getting to center, it's Doherty. McDonald right on top of him. Doherty spins away from that check and keeps on driving into the zone. Runs into a swarm of Outlaws players, however, and gets taken down to the floor. There's Veltman. Across center, dishes it. Milligan works off of Simmons. Now Gilmore. Down low for St. John. They keep working things around on the outside. In behind for St. John to Milligan. Launches one off the post. That'll be a reset. St. John sends it towards the net where it's picked up by Chelich. 45 seconds remain in the power play for the Outlaws. Sands plays it across. as McNutt works it into the corner. Carried up top by the Timbermen. Curtis just going to drive it in deep. Jumps, getting up top to block that one was Brown. Great save there. Now Andrioli back the other way. 20 seconds in the power play. Andrioli sends it across. They're going to set things up one more time. Gilray for St. John. Walking down low, finds Gilray. Fake shot. Second attempt is blocked. Now the rebound. Picked up by Chelich in behind the net. Back to even strength. Dale works it up the floor. Plays it back against the grain. That pass missing the mark, going up and out of play. The Outlaws will work it back down. Nolan, the most recent goal scorer in today's action. Drops it off and grabs the change. Rogers fakes, dips it under, sends it back up top for Simmons. A shot for Milligan. That one beats Chelich. 4-2 now for the Outlaws on Cam Milligan's third of the game.
Oshawa goal scored by number 17, Cam Milligan.
Ball picked up by Morgan as he drives through on the draw. Sends it back up top for Mandeville. The Outlaws getting the offensive unit out on the floor.
3:46.
Gilray takes some space, fires one. Chelich made the initial save, lost the ball, spins and grabs the rebound. Pass near side for Dennis. He launches one up the floor. White takes that pass with one hand, then assesses. He's got some space up top. Puts it down low. Braden Smith now. Drives in, cuts into the middle, looking to get an underhand shot on net. 5 seconds on the shot clock as Smith is driving. Gets taken down, steps in the crease in the process. Back up the floor, it's the Outlaws. Farthing. Slowing things down. Picked up by the Outlaws, brought up to the top of the house. St. John had a man streaking through. That pass just missing. Now driving out, it's Gilray. Fires one off the crossbar. Loose ball picked up by the Outlaws. Underhand shot, saved by Chelich, up and out of play. Another fresh 30 on the clock for the Outlaws. It's going to start with St. John. Played down low, top of the house, Gilray. Darting through there is Simmons. His shot saved by Chelich. Possession, Timbermen. Arsenault makes a move and runs it up the floor. Grabs the change. Hand letting things set up here as he moves closer into the zone. Tippy-toeing down low. Getting away from a check, using the screen from Bradshaw. Spinning again, firing, saved by Brown. Andrioli takes a pass as he crosses center. Then sends it in deep, missing the mark with the dish. Dennis. Moves it in deep, gets driven into the boards. Keeps on moving forward with the ball. Penalty coming up here against the Outlaws as Dennis jumped into the crease. Power play here for the Timbermen. 8:57 to go in the half. 4-2 the score as the Outlaws are on top. Riley Curtis gets things started. Sends it down for Hanrahan. Takes a look at the net, but sends it back up top for Curtis for McNutt. Work down low. McNutt to Curtis. Working it around the top of the house. Now spinning things around in the slot. That shot missing wide. The rebound scooped up by Hanrahan. 10 to work with on the clock. Back pass. Curtis sends it across. Scooped up. One more shot. That's blocked by Veltman impressively. No reset. Now McDonald takes a chop from Lyons. Lyons working him over right around center. And McDonald still taking the checks, but Dale steps in and breaks things up. Lyons looking for Dale. He's got McDonald right on top of him, tying things up. Now it's moved forward. It's going to be Outlaws' ball. Milligan sends it down low for Gilray. Less than a minute on the kill for the Outlaws. And Simmons got a chance in deep. Chelich makes a kick save. Fresh 30 to work with for the Outlaws here on the PK. Milligan works it down low for St. John, then drives. St. John on an island makes a pass through. Chelich, great save on Simmons. Now 30 seconds on the power play as the Outlaws get back on defense. The Timbermen driving. Curtis takes a peek over his shoulder at the clock. Shot clock matching the power play. Handerhan works it down low. Ton of traffic in front. Stepping out. Shot saved by Brown as he swings across the crease. And launches it down the floor. Bragg's going to jump and grab it back to even strength here in Millbrook as Bragg finds Dennis. Handerhan to Curtis. Works off the screen from Brenzel and fires one on net. Play broken up, down low by Bradshaw. Looking for an outlet. Just slow things down, send it up top for White. Played in deep. Carried up top by Curtis. He spins it back down low, looks for the return pass. McNutt gets a shot off, that one missing. Now Handerhan keeps on driving. Bouncer goes into the corner. Loose ball goes up and out of play. Be right back with more action from Millbrook between the Outlaws and the Timbermen. Back underway here in the second quarter. Dan Malta on the call this afternoon as the Outlaws lead the Timbermen 4-2. That one nearly squeaking through as St. John drove the lane. Pass in front. Chelich makes a save. A couple of players piling on top of one another in the crease. Played up the floor. It's Dale. Plays it back towards the bench. White works it down low. Bradshaw launches it far side. A lot of individual battles going on in the slot as it's played up the floor. Toguri spins away from a check, sends it through. Great play there from Justin Bragg to intercept that pass and then get back on the attack in transition. Bragg gives a screen. Curtis tried to give him the return, but they got their wires crossed. Intercepted on that play. Back the other way, it's Farthing. Holding, sending it through. Quick shot, they score. Milligan back on the board. His fourth of the contest makes it 5-2 Outlaws. Excellent look there from Mark Farthing, as he had the patience to await the trailer and Milligan dart that pass across. Milligan made no mistake. Hard hit right in front of us as Mandeville and Dennis collide. Coming out with the ball are the Timbermen. Dale checked closely for Nakamura. He fires one and scores. Koichi Nakamura gets the Timbermen back on the board. 5-3 now. Morgan pulls the ball out of the circle on the draw. And with 4:30 remaining in the half, the Outlaws are back on the attack. Played up top, Veltman. Finds Simmons, grabs a change, full offensive unit out now. For the Outlaws, St. John works off a screen, sends it back through. Gilray tied up with Bragg. Bell still bouncing around in the corner. Eventually picked up. Quick shot attempt before the clock expires. Nothing doing there. Now Dennis in transition, launches one, saved by Brown. He kicks the rebound all the way down the floor. A chance now for Farthing. He gets a shot off and scores. Mark Farthing with the quick response after the Timbermen goal.
Oshawa goal, scored by number 12, Mark Farthing. Assist by number 11, Josh Coulter. Farthing.
Grabbing the ball off the draw, it's the Outlaws. Milligan passes it back towards his own bench. Simmons plays it into the corner. Now St. John works it down low for Gilmore. Pass through. Halleruck trying to get a shot off. Now Simmons gets away from a check, fires one high and wide. Rebound scooped up by St. John. Before Chelich launches it down the floor for Doherty. He's in all alone, shoots. Brown makes the save. Short pass ahead, Andrioli driving. Plays it across, Milligan, or Gilray back through the lane. .3:11 to go here in the half. Sands runs it up the floor. He's going to keep driving, saved by Brown as he sends that ball into the corner. Andrioli rolls it across. Ben McDonald plays it back through Rogers. Holding it at the top of the house, firing it into the corner. Gilray plays it down low, and Justin Bragg in some serious discomfort as he, or pardon me, that's Dennis in some serious discomfort as he heads off the floor. So Bryce Dennis drop his stick and head off grabbing his shoulder. Now Justin Bragg works it down low. Picked up by Braden Smith. A lot of time on the shot clock here. Smith looking for a great opportunity. He cuts in, all tied up, loses the ball. And back up the floor, it's Taguri with speed. He scores. Josh Taguri showing off his speed and transition. Getting lucky number 7 up on the board for the Outlaws this half. 7-3 the score now. Scramble off the draw, quickly back the other way. It's Morgan. Doherty in some discomfort on the floor now as well, as he slipped on the carpet. A pair of injuries now for the Timbermen. Just inside 2 minutes remain in the half. Simmons drives, just walks into the crease. So Chelich will fire it up the floor. Dale sends it in deep. A chance now for Lions. That's saved by Brown. And a bench minor being handed out to the Oshawa Outlaws. So with 1:39 and a half, the Timbermen will get on the power play. All starts with Riley Curtis up top. McNutt down low, gets it back quickly. Up top for Curtis once again. It's Hanrahan to Bradshaw. Working it around outside. Now they move things around. Hanrahan launches one from range. Saved, a reset as it bounces out of play. Hanrahan starting this one off. Up top for Curtis. They inch closer. Hanrahan scores his second power play goal of the afternoon. That one makes it 7-4. Great job there by the Timbermen to get something going here before they head to the locker room for the half. Ball picked up by McDonald. He's tripped and sent down to the floor by Dale, and that's going to be a tripping call. And going into the box as well as Ariel Mandeville as he knocked Dale's stick out of his hands. So 4-on-4 for the final minute 19 of the half. Actually, no, it looks like there might be a power play for the Timbermen out of all of that. Dead ball foul and an unsportsmanlike penalty called. Having just scored on the power play, the Timbermen will get another opportunity. McNutt plays it across for Curtis. Back up top. McNutt working the top of the house. Hanrahan to McNutt. Steps in. Quick flip behind the back to Curtis. Missing. Back up top as they push the button and spin things around. Hanrahan looking for a lane. That shot saved by Brown. Rebound bounces all the way down. And let things go down to 30 seconds on the game clock before they touch this one. This will be the final possession here of the half. Shot from range. Saved. Bouncing ball scooped up by Hanrahan. And the Timbermen call a timeout here. "15 seconds remain in the half as the Timbermen are on a power play here. Setting things up. Extra runner on the floor as well. Hanrahan looks for the lane, fires one. Great save by Brown. He's looking for the empty net as he launches it down the floor. That's going to bounce just wide. Great heads-up play by the Outlaws goalie, and that'll do it for the half. 7-4 the score as the Outlaws are on top of the Timbermen.
Penalties to number 19.
All right, we're underway here in the second half. Just sorting out some penalties for the Peterborough Timbermen as they came out a little bit late to start this half. Look at a bench minor. So we'll start this one shorthanded. The score 7-4 for the Oshawa Outlaws. I'm Dan Malta on the call this afternoon from Millbrook. Simmons sends it behind his back down low as the Outlaws get to work 4-on-3. Back through. Milligan sends it through. Bouncer. It caught the crossbar a couple of times before Chelich recovered the ball and then sent it up the floor. It'll be 5-on-3 in 4 seconds now. Bradshaw holding it down low, happy to let the clock run out here. The shot clocks are not functioning at the moment. Now they're on. You can hear a referee calling out the clock as Bradshaw sends it in deep. The boys in the timekeeper box having a chuckle at that. Here's Gilmore sending it down low for St. John. He gets a reset. Still 30 seconds to work with him. The 5-on-3, and they bury one. That one just sneaking across the line, making it 8-4. So 30 seconds of 5-on-4 coming up for the Outlaws. Little bit more confusion from the timekeeper's box. Now we're getting back to the action. Off the draw. The ball scrummed right in front of the penalty box. Coming out with it are the Outlaws. Tompkinson out solo, waits for reinforcements, and the ball doesn't quite get across center. Now the other way with numbers, it's Doherty. He's just going to keep driving in transition, scores. Short-handed marker for Ben Doherty. Makes it 8-5. Two minutes into the half, 2 goals already. Picked up by Riley Curtis. Turns it back up the floor. Mandeville on his back. Or even strength here. Brenzel fakes, dishes near side for Curtis. Curtis cuts in the middle off the screen from Bragg, gives it right back. Now Bragg in front, sprawled out, gets a shot through. That one misses wide. Nakamura working in behind. He's sent down to the floor. Landing in the crease, that'll be Outlaws ball. Simmons strides up the floor, clean lane, shoots. That one just missing wide as it bounces up and out of play. Puts the Timbermen back on the attack. Mays bounces it in low, creates some space with his body, then McNutt sends it through for Hannerhan, darting in and out of traffic. Hannerhan gets a shot off. That one bounces out of play. No contact with Brown, so no reset, and Outlaws ball. Webb kicks it back for Harlach. His shot misses well wide and bounces into the Timberman bench. Here's Ben Doherty with it. Fires it across the floor to Hannerhan. Worked in deep for Bradshaw. Played back up top. Curtis works away from the check. Dishes to Brenzel, sets a screen for him. Brenzel runs into some traffic, gets caught up high, gets a shot off. That one missing wide. 8 seconds on the clock, they get one through. Swallowed up by Brown. He looks up the floor, finds Andrioli, who flips it back for Rogers. Now St. John. Holding, sending it through for Gilray. He gets away from a check, dishes it off, and firing through is Simmons. He scores. Alex Simmons makes it 9-5 as he jumps across the front of the crease and buries one.
Oshawa goal, scored by number 23, Jake Gilmore.
A long battle in the face-off circle here.
Number 14, Josh Gilray.
The ball comes loose, and the Outlaws have it.
346.
Mandeville carries it into the zone and sends it back for St. John. A penalty coming up against the Timbermen. Extra runner on the floor for the Outlaws. Gilray works it down low for Milligan. Milligan into the seam, and St. John buries that one. John St. John grabs the goal, makes it 10-5. Working off the draw, Curtis has it. Just gets on his horse and gets a shot off. Headbutting that one to safety was Jackson Brown.
Number 14, Josh Gilray. Number 17, Cam Milligan.
Veltman
And Gilray.
kicks it back for Simmons.
Peterborough bench minor from sportsmanlike
Cutting into the middle of the floor, short pass. Milligan,
is canceled by the goal.
nifty shot over his shoulder. Saved by Chelich, now Doherty. Plays it up the floor to Dale. Dale dumped over center, but he's able to get the pass across. Now McNutt plays it ahead for Bradshaw. Works in, works out, finds Mays, driving, fake, shoots, saved by Brown. Across center, it's Gilray. Josh Gilray just calmly walking it into Timberman territory. He's got Simmons with him. Plays it up top. Gilmore fires one off the post. They'll grab the reset as St. John grabs the ball in the corner. Passes it behind. Hollerack looking for a lane. He's checked closely by Parker Sands. Sands gets drilled by Gilray, a hard screen. And that's going to be a power play for the Timbermen. (10-5) the score, 9:19 to go in the third quarter, and the Peterborough Timbermen getting set on a power play here. McNutt plays it down low for Handerhan. Played to McNutt, the top of the house. Work back across. Curtis fires it down low. Back up top for Handerhan. Curtis looking for a lane. Works it back up top. McNutt launching one. That one tipped and wide. Here's Curtis. Getting one through and deflected up and out of play. Fresh 30 on the clock on the power play for the Timbermen. Curtis works off of Handerhan, played down low. Curtis, top of the house. Cocking it back, sending it across. Now driving his Handerhan. That bouncer saved by Brown. Brown gets his leg caught. He's going across as he was going across the crease. Signals to his defenders that he's okay. Milligan working hard on the penalty kill, trying to get a chance. He's draped in red jerseys. Passed up the floor, bouncing off the stick of Lyons. Lyons carries it down low. 45 seconds in the power play for the Timbermen. Miscommunication on that pass for Curtis. Curtis gets it back. 5 seconds on the shot clock. They get one through off the crossbar. Now Bradshaw. Curtis, top of the house, dishes to Hanrahan. A few give and goes there as they inch closer to the net. Now Bradshaw works it back up top. Curtis winds, fires, catches the crossbar. Rebound picked up by Brenzel. McNutt back up top. Holds, he has a lane as the trigger man. Curtis is going to launch another one. Brown kicks it away. Now sent up the floor, Tompkinson. He's got some space to work with, shoots and scores. Not sure if that is going to count as a shorthanded marker or not. I believe it crossed the line as soon as the Gilray penalty expired. Zach Tompkinson making it 11-5 here with 7:19 to go in the third quarter. Ball bounced ahead to Riley Curtis. Snaps a quick shot towards the net. It misses wide. We'll be right back with more third quarter action between the Outlaws and Timbermen in Millbrook.
Oshawa.
Back in action here in Millbrook. 11-5 the score as the Outlaws lead the Timbermen. Dan Malta on the call this afternoon. That pass attempt from Hanrahan is broken up, and some miscommunication there nearly resulted in a dangerous chance. Back the other way, it's Brenzel. Works it up top, 10 seconds to work with on the clock. Driving into the lane and burying one there. A great play by Keegan White. Makes it 11-6 here in the third. The Timbermen hanging around in this one, as the Outlaws have been working with a pretty good lead for most of the game, but the Timbermen just keep on staying in the game. Bragg skips across center, has McDonald on top of him, plays it back there in support is McNutt. McNutt loses it. Bradshaw trying to pick it up, now kicked forward. Eventually taken back the other way. Veltman sends it up for McDonald. Fake, shoots, scores! Ben McDonald gets on the board. Quick transition goal there for the Outlaws, and they're back to doubling up the Timbermen. 12-6 now. Quick work on the draw as Tompkinson comes out with it. Going to keep striding up the floor, taking the space given. He works it back for Rogers. Rogers across the zone finds Simmons. Simmons awaits a screen. Decides to just shoot that one. Saved by Chelich. Has some traffic in front of him, so has to dish off a short look for Parker Sands. Rogers right on top of Sands. Back for Curtis. Curtis sends it through. Held on to by Hanrahan as he dives in. That's saved by Brown. Quick pass up the floor, Webb. Holds. Back up top for Gilray. Gilray to St. John. He looks for an outlet and finds one in Gilmore. Gilmore works off the screen. Slipping through that one for the Timbermen, and Gilray ends up burying one. There was a penalty coming up. That's washed off the clock as Gilray gets another. Thirteen to 6 now, with 5:19 to go in the third quarter. Scramble for the ball. Picked up by Nakamura. Dropped off for Riley Curtis. Cutting in, that shot broken up top. Goes into the corner harmlessly. Veltman trying to recover the bouncing ball. He just passes it up the floor like a hockey puck. Andrioli to Milligan. Milligan works it back over for Andrioli. He doesn't go much further and dishes to Simmons. Now Milligan cutting into the middle, pressured by Doherty. His shot misses wide. Rebound scooped up by Simmons. He makes a move, keeps on driving, gets a shot off, and scores. Great effort from Alex Simmons to finish that play off. And we've got an equipment issue or an injury for the Timbermen goalie, Marko Celic. We'll be right back. So a change in between the pipes for the Peterborough Timbermen as Wyatt King steps in relief of Marko Celic. Leaves the game with an injury. 14-6 the score here in Millbrook as the Outlaws are running away with this one. Veltman, it's a shot off. That one misses by a few feet. Bounces up and out of play. Back the other way now, Chapman. Drops it off for Mays. There's Curtis. Sending it through the seam. Picked up and held on to. Now White works it up top. Checked closely by Mandeville. And a little bit too tough on that pick. So it's Outlaws ball. Gilray. 3:45 to go in the quarter. Skips down to the half wall and plays it back across for St. John, working from what we could consider his office over on the far side of the floor. Hollerack stripped of the ball. Back the other way, it's Dale. Keeps on pushing. We've got some unfriendly conversations going on at the other end of the floor. Couple of potential dance partners. I imagine this is going to result in some coincidental penalties. As the two teams chirp back and forth from the bench at one another. Just waiting to see if there are going to be any extras here. 14-6 the score as the third place Outlaws are working over the 8th place Timbermen at this point. Five on the floor for the Outlaws. It looks like it's going to be a power play for them as there's 2 up on the board for the Timbermen. St. John getting things started from up top here on the power play. Works it down to Rogers, who sends it down low and gets it right back. Rogers from the wing plays it up top. St. John gets it back, winds, sends it down low. Back through for Milligan, who finds Rogers, who finds the back of the net. 15-6. Short-lived penalty kill, short-lived power play. Quick strike. 13 seconds in from the Oshawa Outlaws. Picked up by Nakamura. He tries to roll it ahead, but it's stolen away by Toguri. He's on his horse, sends it across. Shot saved by Wyatt King in front. Long pass. Grabbed by Hanrahan. He drives in, works off a screen, plays it behind his back. Brown's going to scoop this one up for the Outlaws and then play it ahead to Veltman. Veltman fakes a pass. Now makes it. Milligan. Short pass. Finds Holleruck. Working back the other way, the Timbermen. Arsenault takes the pass. Takes a peek up the floor. Here's McNutt. Steps through, drives, runs into some traffic as Farthing was checking him closely. McNutt scoops up the rebound, gets it back again, still bouncing around. The ball in the crease now. Bradshaw swinging away in front. Looks like another couple penalties going on. Remain 5-on-5 here. 1:55 to go here in the third quarter.
Also penalty number 5, Riley Morgan.
Driven in deep and they score again. Gilray. Nope, stepping in the crease. That one's not going to count.
And to hero number 10, Aaron Bradshaw, both 2 minutes each for dead ball foul. Morgan and Bradshaw, 2 minutes each dead ball
Dale.
fouls. Penalties.
To Curtis. He's chopped by Nolan. Gets away from the check, sends it through. Flying through the air was Nakamura. His shot saved by Brown. Veltman scoops it up now for the Outlaws and plays it ahead. Ryan Nolan dishes it off, grabs a change. Full offensive unit out on the floor for the Outlaws as Gilray works it down low. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Played up top. St. John fires one wide. That one will bounce all the way back down the floor. Arsenault speeding down, trying to get there first. Couldn't quite make it. 1:05 to play here in the third quarter. Picked up by White down low as he carries it out of the corner. Worked up top for Hanrahan to Curtis. Curtis drives it down low, loses the ball, picked up by the Outlaws. A few hard whacks, but working through traffic is Grandel. Grandel works it up top for Gilmore. St. John chopped by Chapman. Now Milligan bounces it back for St. John. He's checked closely once again, but finds Gilray, who fires and gets hit by Sands, disrupted while shooting. Dale scurrying up the floor. Rogers right on his back. Looks for Mays. 20 seconds to work with on the shot clock. 20 seconds remaining in the quarter. Curtis utilizes a screen, steps out to the middle, sends it across. Driving is White. He gets taken down while shooting. Now 5 seconds remain in the quarter. 2 on the clock, and that'll do it for the third quarter of action. The Outlaws lead the Timbermen 15-6. Back underway here in the fourth quarter. Koichi Nakamura coming off the draw with the ball, tries to get a shot off. Stick chopped out of his hands. And a penalty call here. Not sure who it's going against yet. Slashing penalty against the Outlaws netminder. So power play here for the Timbermen. They trail 15-6. McNutt works it down low. Back up top to Riley Curtis. Behind the back pass finds McNutt, who buries one on the power play. Colton McNutt's first of the game. Draw sends the ball right out of play. It would be Timbermen ball as they get back on the attack. Doherty sends it down low. Back through the seam, Nakamura. Works it across. Curtis dishes, shot from Brenzel. That one saved, reset. Before the ball is scooped up by Brown. Sent down the floor, McDonald. He's got some space to work with. That pass missing Farthing. Mark Farthing now being told to hold it by the bench. Facing some pressure down low, he dishes it off. Slashing penalty called now. This one going against Farthing. Another power play for the Timbermen. McNutt works it down low, gets it right back. Up for Riley Curtis. Cocks it back, fakes, holds, dishes to McNutt. His shot saved by Brown. Played through. Bradshaw up top. Curtis launches one, saved by Brown and scooped up by Veltman. Minute 30 remaining in the penalty kill for the Outlaws. 13:25 remaining in the contest. St. John sends one through Hollerack. Shot misses wide. Another chance. Simmons grabs one shorthanded. 16-7 now. They'll complete the hat trick for Alex Simmons. Off the draw. It's picked up by Riley Curtis as Morgan flips over his back. Curtis plays it down low for Bragg. Bragg to McNutt. Curtis working it from the top of the house, still on the power play here on the Timbermen. Now Curtis works off a screen, plays it down low. Gets it back, sends it through the seam. Bradshaw across. That shot from Mays misses wide, and shot clock expires. 40 seconds remain on the kill for the Outlaws. Nolan hustling across center as Chapman's pressuring him. Played across to Milligan. He launches it down low. Rogers plays it across. Andrioli makes a couple of moves. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Looks like they're going to... Oh, they get one through and score. A long-range marker from Nick Andrioli. So 2 shorties scored by the Outlaws in this one penalty kill. They now lead 17-7. Morgan wins the draw, wins the ball, drives it down low. McDonald tries to slide that one past Chelich. Here's McDonald. Plays the bouncer across. Gilmore. Checked closely, holds the ball. Plays it down low. Simmons in front. That bouncer goes up and out of play. Long pass finds Dale. Bradshaw sends it through, played back to Hanrahan. Behind the back pass, finds Bradshaw. He spins away from a check. 5 seconds on the shot clock. He's got a band draped all over him. Now here's Hanrahan intercepting the pass. But a penalty coming up here against the Timbermen. Interference, the call on the play. Milligan gets things started as it's played down low. Simmons to Milligan. Now St. John plays it down low. Work back up top. St. John inching closer. Sends it through. Gilmore can't quite corral the pass. Back the other way. Briefly were the Timbermen. The Outlaws steal it back and nearly bury one. They grab a reset. St. John plays it up top. Long range shot from Milligan. Catches the bar. And they send it through and grab another one. 18-7. This one coming on the power play. .10:33 to go. It's got to feel like an eternity for some of the guys on the floor right now. Pretty big gap out there. The Timbermen were holding on in the first half, but in the second half, it's just been taken over by the Outlaws. Veltman for McDonald. Works it down low. It's Andrioli. Launching one, grabs his second of the game. .19-7. 10 minutes to play. Farthing steps through on the draw, scoops it up. Sends it in deep. Simmons across, back up for St. John. That shot saved by Chelich. Played ahead for Doherty. Andrioli was pressuring him as Doherty sends it down the floor and grabs a change. Fake pass from Curtis, and the shot sent wide. Now numbers down the floor, but the pass missing the mark. The Timbermen will scoop it up. Chelich bounces it. Lyon sends it in deep. White plays it up top for Braden Smith. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Smith cuts in. Makes a pass, sent down low for Hanrahan. He dives, shot missing. In the crease as well. Andrioli bounces it across. Rogers takes a lane, plays it in behind. Held on to behind the net by the Outlaws. St. John passes that one through, picked up by the Timbermen as they fire up the floor. Sands with speed. Plays it back to the trailer. Brenzel, big save by Brown. Brenzel getting to work on the back check, but Morgan evades that and finds St. John. St. John sends it across. Milligan fires one, saved by Chelich. Passed ahead. Dale can't get underneath it. That goes out of play. McDonald bounces it in, and St. John tries to dip it back down low. Rogers gets checked into the crease, maintains possession. Up top for Gilray. Sent down low, Hallorak plays it back for Gilray, now St. John. Has Rogers setting a screen for him. Takes some space, plays it across. That pass catching Doherty on the noggin as he gets back on the attack. He's got Arsenault with him. Doherty chooses to shoot. That one misses wide. Bounces back up the floor and a chance for the Outlaws to Jury. Quick give and go, they score. Tompkinson makes it 20-7. 7:39 to go.
Oshawa goal, scored by number 91, Zach Tompkinson. Assist by number 11, Josh Trojer. Tompkinson and Trojer.
Ball picked up by the Timbermen off the draw. Bragg sends it across. Quick shot from Riley Curtis, missing the mark. Picked up by Dale briefly near center, but Grandel steps through and grabs it. Nolan holds and awaits the offensive unit. Shot from Simmons, handled by Chelich, fresh 30, Gilray to Gilmore. Played back across, Simmons sets a screen, will be right back. 27 the score here in Millbrook as the Outlaws lead the Timbermen. 20-7 is the score as the Outlaws lead the Timbermen. 7 minutes remain in this contest from Millbrook. Dan Malta on the call this afternoon. Played to Cole Hanrahan. He steps out, checked closely by McDonald. He tries to escape in behind, but McDonald is attached to him. Eventually passed up high. That one misses the mark. Nolan plays it across. Gilray holds on to it, settles things down. 6:30 to play now. St. John works it down low, stepping out with it is Rogers. Chelich with the left-hand save. Now Simmons plays it up top. Gilray. Back for St. John. Cutting in is Simmons. He buries that one. Grabbing his fourth. (21-7) now here in Millbrook.
Oshawa goal, scored by number 19, Alex Simmons. Assist by number 7.
Timberman ball off the draw.
14, Josh Gilray. Simmons from St. John and Gilray.
Parker Sands works it ahead, grabs a change. Pass through, hits a body. Scooped up by the Outlaws. They'll float it down the floor. McDonald underneath it, but he can't corral the pass. Bouncing ball goes into the corner. Chapman trying to pull it loose. It gets picked up by the Timbermen and sent up the floor. Here's Sands dishing. Gets it right back from Braden Smith. Before it's played up top for Riley Curtis. Curtis to Smith. Sends it down low. Nakamura works off a screen. Pick and roll finds Smith. Smith fakes to the middle. Cuts in, drives again, gets a shot off. Brown with the save. Nakamura on the rebound. And we've got an injury on the floor. That's Braden Smith down in some discomfort. Just grabbing a stretch right now, it looks like. So Braden Smith will get to his feet and head off to the bench. And a penalty and all that going against Koichi Nakamura. Interference the call as he made some contact with Jackson Brown.
Peterborough penalty, number 17, Hachi Nakamura.
Milligan working it down low. Simmons grabs it back. Top of the house, Milligan, St. John. The Outlaws working it around the outside on the power play. Getting things moving. Gilray open, sends it across. Gilmore with the shot saved by Chelich and then launched down the floor. Doherty underneath it. Can't get his shot off, and the Outlaws will recover. Long pass, finds Gilray. St. John scoops one through, saved by Chelich, but St. John grabs the rebound. Sent through, Simmons with another shot. Chelich with the save. Rebound picked up by Gilray, the fresh 30 to work with. Simmons shot in tight. Chelich picks it up. Makes a short pass for Lions. Here's Dale across center. 4:25 to go in this one. Dale works it back down low. Keegan White gets away from a check. 10 seconds to work with on the shot clock. White steps out, gets a shot, saved by Brown, and the rebound scooped up by White. 35 seconds to go in the penalty kill for the Timbermen. And here's Keegan White escaping with the ball. Slashing penalty on the play going against Nick Andrioli. Four on four for the next 24 seconds. 3:47 to go, 21-7 the score as the Outlaws lead the Timbermen.
Oshawa penalty, number 10, Nick Andrioli. Chimney for slashing. Andrioli for slashing. Penalty.
McNutt
13.
taking some space, playing it back for Brenzel. He scores from range. That makes it 28 with 3:35 to play. Sorry, 21-8 with 3:35 to play. Still 4 on 4 for another 12 seconds before the Timbermen go to a power play. Stepping through on the draw is Morgan. He's got a straight line to the net, played into the corner. McDonald. He's checked closely by Bragg, but brings it back out near center and awaits some support. Played through. Hollerack gets a shot saved by Chelich. He dishes off for Chapman. To Doherty. Timberman on the power play now. Curtis plays it down low, back for McNutt. Looking for a lane, sends it down low for Bradshaw. That misses Bradshaw. 9 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Loose ball in the corner. Sent down the floor. Toguri. Content to let the clock run out here. Played up top for St. John. 45 seconds in the kill for the Outlaws. Got 10 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Let's see if they try and get one on net. As St. John works it down into the corner, played up top. Hollerack scores, shorthanded. That'll make it 22-8.
The game will be loaded on the YouTube probably Sunday night.
Off the draw, the Timbermen grab it. Picked up by Dale. He sends it across. 30 seconds on the power play for the Timbermen as they try and get back on the board. Curtis from the top of the house. Wines, fires, scores. Second of the afternoon for Riley Curtis. Outlaws ball off the draw. Inside 2 minutes to play in this one as Farthing plays it in deep. St. John works it down low for Milligan.
Peterborough power play goal, squad number 6 for Alan
Gilmore
assistant number 10, Aaron Bradshaw. Curtis for Bradshaw.
sends it through. Long range shot from Simmons. Loose in the crease. Simmons picks it up, tries to dunk that one. Misses wide. Still a fresh 30 to work with. Stolen by Arsenault as he tries to scoop up that bouncing ball. Sent down the floor. Andrioli works it into the corner. Outlaws bench telling the team to use the time. St. John holding it up top. Sent deep now. Gilray holds, 5 on the shot clock. Andrioli plays it in front. Behind the back shot from Milligan misses wide. And time expires on the clock, 56 seconds to play. Doherty works it across the line for the Timbermen. Plays it for Braden Smith. Smith across. Long shot from Curtis. Saved by Brown. As he works it up the floor to Tajuri. 10-second discrepancy between game clock and shot clock. Played down low. Outlaws just holding on to this one. Should be happy just to run the clock out here. As Gilmore floats one in. There's the reset. 6 seconds to go. And that'll do it for this one. 22-9, the final score, as the Oshawa Outlaws grab the win over the Peterborough Timbermen. Thanks for joining us for Arena Lacrosse League action. I'm Dan Malta.